Hey DB, welcome back to this week's episode of Conquest Journal. I'm Sam.
I'm Miguel.
Let's get started.
As April Fool's is around the corner,
We give you a history lesson on its origin.
April Fool's Day is celebrated every year on April 1st. It received its name from the custom of playing practical jokes on this day. We don't actually know what started the celebration, but the most common theory is in the 16th century when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st and continued to celebrate during the last week of March through April 1st became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. There is also another theory that April Fool's Day was tied to the vernal equinox, or the first day of spring in the northern hemisphere, when Mother Nature fooled with people with changing, unpredictable weather. There are variations between countries in the celebration of April Fool's Day, but all have in common an excuse to make someone play the fool. In modern times, people have gone to great lengths to create elaborate April Fool's Day hoaxes. April Fool's Day traditions include playing hoaxes or practical jokes on others, often yelling April Fools at the end to clue in the subject of the April Fool's Day prank. While its exact history is shrouded in mystery, the embrace of April Fool's Day jokes by the media and major brands has ensured the unofficial holiday's long life. Reporting for Conquest Journal, Dylan Duque.
if you enjoy dancing, you should consider joining Fuego, Entrelans, and Conquerettes.
It's that time of the year. Tryout time for all dance teams here at the Valle. Here is some information if you'd like to join.
Audition application. You have to make sure you have good grades, good attendance, and a good behavior record overall, and make sure that you're in good standing with your teacher. We have pre-audition clinics. Those clinics are not mandatory. They're just highly recommended because we teach some of the technique that you're going to need to know for the actual audition week. But the week of auditions, where we teach the actual routines, yes, those are mandatory. You do have to come to those. And then for Conquest, it's a little bit more expensive because we have to pay for the football items, so that's extra. So it's usually about $750, around that, give or take. And again, those are usually just for first time or new members. They don't pay that every single year, those amounts. It's just the first time members that pay for that, and then you reuse the stuff every year after that. Try something new. We are going to help the band during marching season next year. So next year is the first year that we are going to require our Conquerettes to be part of the flag girls for the marching season. And they're not necessarily going to take over the flags, but they're going to add the dance element to the marching show for Mr. Morales.
If you think kick lines is not for you, we have two alternatives which teach jazz, hip hop, and contemporary.
Anyone can participate, whether you're from the Valle, from the middle school, from any other school, as long as you are going to be a freshman, sophomore, or junior next year. You have to submit a packet online. We started that a couple years ago when COVID started. They have to submit grades, discipline record, give us their information, have a parent signature, teacher recommendation. Once that's in and I check grades, the grades are pretty good, no major discipline issues, then students are able to try out at that time. All of the dances, there's two pieces that are taught, a salsa and a jive. For Fuego, for Entrelas, not sure if we're going over both, but the Entrelas is jazz, hip hop, and contemporary. Those dates are in April 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. We do recommend that the students come to all three workshops and stay the entire time, but if they're not able to, as long as they learn the dance is in time to do it for the judges on the final day. It's not mandatory, but it's recommended that they attend the clinics. They don't have to pay anything up front, but once they make it onto the team, we have a parent meeting at the end of April. Now we're doing 4 payments, April, May, June, July. The total is about $450, between $450 and $500. The initial payment is about $75 to $100 at the parent meeting, and then they can either pay it all at that point, or they have until July to make their final payment so that we have everything that we need by the time school starts.
If you are interested in joining any of these dance teams, then you should consider trying out. Reporting for Conquest Journal, Michael Lopez.
Are you ready to walk the stage at graduation?
No, I need my cap and gown first.
This is where you can get it.
With graduation just around the corner, make sure you have your cap and gown, and if not, have some information where you could get them. You could go on the websites on Sun City Grad Service or herfjones.com. You can also go to the location at 1141 Larry Mayhem Drive. So come as soon as possible, as it is first come, first serve. You'll have until May to secure one. If you can't afford a cap and gown, you go to the CIS office in the Bihan next to Mrs. Gala's room to borrow a cap and gown. You will have to sign a contract agreeing that the school will hold your diploma until you give back their cap and gown clean. If you have furthermore any questions, you can go to Herf Jones at Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and Sunday 0 close. Any questions, you could call 915-593-5777. So get on it, seniors. You'll be walking that stage before you know it. Reporting for Conquest Journal, Miguel Garcia.
Yearbooks are such a fun way to keep memories after high school.
Let's check it out. These past years have operated a certain way, but last year during the pandemic, everything changed, and the process of putting together the yearbook had to be adjusted.
And everything changed, from how we interview to the questions to can we get a response because nobody's around, what kind of stories to write because the year was so extraordinary and so different that we had to just rewrite everything.
Mrs. Seltzer has been in charge of the yearbook since 1998. Her position as a teacher is to guide the club during the process of putting together the yearbook.
This year's crew is putting together an amazing book. My editor in yearbook, she put it really well in her closing piece in yearbook. She said, the year started out kind of wild, and it's kind of mellowed out some, but in a very odd way.
The yearbook staff members take different positions. They mostly consist of those in leadership roles.
I'm the editor-in-chief. I basically lead everyone. After Ms. Seltzer, I'm in charge, I guess. Well, this year we have a really good staff. Everyone works really hard to put the book together. They're all essential in the making of the book. They're all great. Well, this year I had to step up in my role here in yearbook, but other than that, it was very different. Last year we did everything online without having anybody else around. This year we are all here and we're all able to help each other.
Purchase your yearbook now at the business office or at freezens.com. Reporting for Conquest Journal, Samantha Garcia. With graduation right around the corner,
There's a disease spreading to our seniors.
As we get closer to the finish line, the cases in senioritis are starting to increase. Senioritis is a major problem that strikes a majority of high school seniors. The cure? Graduation.
Senioritis to me is just basically lack of effort. That's pretty much it. Towards the end of the year, beginning of the year, any time of the year during senior year.
I mean, I don't want to come to school because I'm already going to end, so I come to school. I don't do anything all day, so.
Common symptoms include laziness, lack of studying, repeated absences, and dismissive attitudes.
No, it does affect students, especially towards the month of May or the month of December, depending on which semester you have them. It's not really work, but it's that they forget that they have to attend school.
No, it definitely affects students. They feel so close to the end of their high school career that they just want to coast to the end.
Even though it affects almost everyone, it still affects every person differently during their senior year.
I think it affected my grades a little bit because I used to be straight A's and now I'm kind of low in that ranking.
Personally, I feel like I've lost motivation. I don't know, the effort's just not there anymore as much as it was freshman year and
In all seriousness, senioritis is very difficult to come back from. However, don't let it take away the only cure from you. Reporting for Conquest Journal, Lilia Gomez.
Thanks for tuning in for this episode of Conquest Journal. I'm Miguel.
I'm Sam,
Signing off. Watching Disney Channel.
I'm gonna sing it. And you're watching Disney Channel. Da, 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 da,
I would
da,
always
da,
hate it because they
da.
would like.
Well, they would screw it up.
Yeah, they would always
I
screw
could
it
do
up.
it better than that.
I hope you guys feel better.
Oh, dude, that's so annoying because I for real be looking for comments to the video and I can't find it because
Yeah, because they were like.